It's a Hoggo Co. It's the show with all her friends that she doesn't even like, but she pretends to for the show. Hello and welcome to the Hoggo Co Show. I'm Luke.
And I'm Jamie, also known as Hoggo. Today we're going to be bringing in Harry and Joe to discuss about our statement today. Our statement is, older music and artists are proven to be more popular and liked than newer artists.
Just after their discussion, we will be having Cian Radcliffe, who's from Essex, tell us an interesting part of his story.
Shortly after that, we'll be going onto our social media and answering all your questions about the statement.
And for the finale of the show, we will be having Oasis perform their new song.
But first of all, we're going to be diving into our first bit of news, which is the new arrival of Prince Harry and Meghan's newborn.
Only recently, they've started to slowly introduce the newborn baby to the rest of the world. Buckingham Palace said Harry was present for the birth, which is understood to have taken place in a hospital as opposed to the home.
However, the prince will not automatically become king due to Prince William and his children being higher ranked to become king or queen.
The baby boy is the 7th in line to the throne, behind the Prince of Wales, Duke of Cambridge, and his children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and Prince Harry.
The newborn baby was weighed in at 7 pounds and 3 ounces, making him the lightest out of each of his cousins.
Well, hello, hi, congratulations. Thanks for taking the time out. I know you guys must be really, really busy, but Megan, can you tell us what it's like becoming a new mum and tell us a little bit about baby Sussex, as we're calling him?
It's magic. It's pretty amazing, and I mean, I have the 2 best guys in the world, so I'm really happy.
Tell us a little bit about your son. What's he like? Is he sleeping well? Good baby?
Yes, he has the sweetest temperament. He's really calm and.
I don't know where he gets that from.
Yeah, and he's just been the dream. So it's been a special couple days.
Who does he take after? Does he look like anyone?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Everyone says that babies change so much over 2 weeks. We're basically sort of monitoring how the changing process happens over this next month, really. But his looks are changing every single day.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And how are you finding parenting generally? Is it still a special moment?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, parenting is amazing. It's only been 2.5 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
But we're just so thrilled to have our own little bundle of joy. And to be able to spend some precious times with him as he slowly starts to grow up.
And I hear you're off to see 2 special people in a minute.
Yes.
The Queen and the Duke.
Yes, and we just bumped into the Duke as we were walking by, which was so nice. So it'll be a nice moment to introduce the baby to more family, and my mom's with us as well. So it's been a really here we go.
Another great grandchild.
Yes.
Can we have a little peek at him? We just can't quite see his face. Wow.
He's already got a little bit of facial hair as well. Wonderful.
Just in the family.
Guys, thank you.
Thank
very,
you all
very
so
much.
much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you everybody for all the well wishes and the kindness. It just means so much.
Thanks,
Thank
guys,
you.
for the support. Bye.
More in the news, a man has been charged with sexually assaulting a woman.
Joseph McCann is accused of attacking a 21-year-old woman who was abducted at knife point in Watford in the early hours of the 21st of April.
The 34-year-old was arrested in Cheshire on Monday and is due to appear in Westminster Court later. Mr McCann is due to be charged with the sexual assault, with 8 alleged victims aged between 11 and 71.
In lighter news, dancing Afghan amputee boy goes viral. A video of a 5-year-old Afghan amputee, which shows him joyously dancing after being fitted with a new leg, has been widely shared online.
Ahmed was caught in the crossfire between Taliban and African government forces who lost his leg when he was 8 months old.
He's since been fitted with a series of prosthetic legs so he can walk independently.
Jack ko ng mami.
That's it for the news today. Moving on the show, we will have 2 special guests coming in.
Stay tuned.
It's the Hoggo Co.
Welcome back. I'm joined at this time by one half of Noasis, Joe Edwards. Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
I don't know where Harry is. He's never on time.
Okay. Well, we'll just start. So, what is your opinion on the statement just made about music?
I think we need to start playing new music. Like when you do start gigging, like me and Harry, who's not here.
Still not here?
When we did start, we had to play little pubs, little tiny gigs, and we had to. Fucking hands on me again. Wait.
Oh, okay.
So joining us.
We have the other half of Noasis, Harry McGrath.
Harry.
Hello.
Late than never.
Alright. Okay, so where were you, Joe?
I was just saying how when we just started gigging, we had to play little tiny shitty pubs and everything. And we had to start playing some of the newer stuff because people just didn't want to hear the Beatles, and you just couldn't make money off playing the Beatles in little pubs in the middle of Manchester.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it was.
The Oasis songs went down well.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm. You're an Oasis tribute band, aren't you?
Yeah, we're called Oasis.
Yeah.
From Liam, he's Noel. That's how we do things. Take the fucking roof off. I just think old music's timeless. I think Noel, you know, like as he likes to think he is, thinks he knows all about music and that, when he fucking doesn't.
It's funny because.
Listen, mate, you write good songs.
Yeah, I do.
And you
I
play
know,
the
I know
guitar
that.
well.
I know.
Right,
Because I bring in the money.
Listen, sound. Fucking hell. Get your fucking facts right first, mate.
I am. I like the Beatles, but I'm just saying, like, how are you meant to like start off in
Yeah,
this
but you
music
say
world?
it's timeless. The Beatles sales will never be off the fucking shop walls. Alright, so who'd you rather go and see, Ed Sheeran or John Lennon?
Well, he's dead, isn't he?
Well, I'm not, hypothetically.
John Lennon.
Okay,
Obviously.
well, there you go, just shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but like he's
Right.
not around, is he?
No, I'm just saying, like, but like, doesn't matter.
See, I'm always doing the heavy
He's
work.
not around.
I'm
He's
always,
not around.
always
He's not
doing
around.
the heavy
He's
work.
not around.
I mean, and
He's
you
not
know,
around, but his music is.
he's always
Alright,
late.
Joe.
But his music is.
Doesn't do fuck all in the studio.
I don't do fuck all.
Yeah.
Who sings on your fucking songs?
Who plays the fucking
The
guitar?
only
Now?
reason you get sold is because my voice is on it.
I can't be.
Who's got the look of the
Fuck
band and the
this.
swagger?
Coming
and
in
the
late. I
glow?
can't be asked for shit. Oh, someone take my mic. I can't be.
Who's
arsed
got the
for shit.
swagger and the fucking thing of this band?
Obviously not you.
I'm the
That.
heart and soul of this band. You fucking part-timer.
Okay, so we seem to have run out of time. However, after the show, possibly we'll be having the Oasis coming in and singing a tribute from Oasis. But stay tuned to see.
Also, after the break, we'll be having a very special guest live from his house to tell you a very interesting part of history. See you after the break.
It's the Hoggo Co.
Welcome back to the Hoggo Co Show. Since having Harry and Joe in earlier on today to talk about our weekly statement, we since put it on our Twitter page to see what you would all think about it.
Our first statement comes in from Lucy, who says that she doesn't mind modern music, but says that older is still way more classic.
James has made a comment saying that newer music is hard to get everyone to like as it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Sam also commented, saying that the only newer music he listens to is remixes of old classics, as he believes that the original modern pop music is forgettable. So, it's the moment we've finally all been waiting for. It's time for our correspondent Keane to give us an interesting lecture on history. God help us, Keane Ratcliffe.
Out of all the figures in Homer's Iliad, Ajax is the most controversial. He is represented as both a coward and also an honourable warrior in different accounts of the story told by philosophers and storytellers. And in my opinion, he has quite a legacy today and through many other important periods of history. Now our story begins with Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, and Achilles, the Greek hero, fighting over a young woman called Breseis, who was the queen of Asia Minor at the time. This takes place during the Battle of Troy, where the Greeks were laying siege to Troy and trying to get in. Now at this point, Agamemnon won out over Achilles and took Breseis to be his own courtesan. Now Achilles, enraged at this, refused to fight. Now Achilles had to fight during the war. He was like a presence during the Greek army. So his best friend Patroclus, who was also his homosexual lover and another of the famous Greek heroes, put on his armour, both men being round the same size and shape, and decided to fight in his place. Now, during the battle, he was confronted by Hector, who was a famous Trojan hero. The two engaged in combat, and Hector knocked 7 bells out of him, and Patroclus died in the process. At hearing this, Achilles decided to take it upon himself to kill Hector, and this he did, and Hector's body was dragged unceremoniously around the walls of Troy through the dirt. His victory was short-lived, as the Trojan prince Paris got his bow and shot him through the heel, as we all know, and he later died of his wounds. Now this is where Ajax himself enters the story. He was one of the Greek heroes, son of the king of Salamis, and one of the great Greek heroes, matched alongside Achilles, Patroclus, and Odysseus. Now, Ajax had gone into the walls of Troy and had brought back Achilles' body, and he brought it back to the Greek camp to have an honourable burial. For this, he hoped to gain Achilles' armour, which was the greatest honour a Greek soldier could hope to achieve at that time. But Odysseus had other ideas. He wanted the armour for himself. So he cunningly set up a means to get the armour off Ajax. And this was done by bringing all the Trojan prisoners in and hearing speeches from both Odysseus and Ajax. Now Ajax was a hero and a man of actions, not words. So he did not excel at this event, while Odysseus, being snake-tongued and wily, managed to talk them into giving him Achilles' armour. Now, Ajax saw this as a huge dishonour, and now this is where there is some controversy. According to Sophocles, going out into the Greek camp and murdering all the livestock, and then falling on his sword, even though Homer says nothing of this. Pindar, however, says he just committed suicide. Now, this act in itself could be seen as an act of cowardice in Sophocles' eyes, for he just couldn't accept the defeat from Odysseus, or in Pindar's eyes, because he was a disgraced hero, as an act of heroism. Now, looking at this kind of situation from a completely detached perspective, just looking at poetry and irony alone, we could see Achilles as swift and quick, both in combat and in his kind of character, in the way he dies. He dies a hero's death, nice and quick, and doesn't see anything that occurs after his death. While Ajax is forced to stay alive and witness a world that will have no place for him anymore, because Odysseus is the archetype of a man of opportunity, a wheeler-dealer, someone who could sacrifice his own morality to achieve his own personal goals. And this, we see Homer kind of elevating this fortune seeker above the honourable soldier. This could be seen as the end of a civilised world where men had honour and fought for honour, but I guess this is maybe due to the Greeks not having as much history to go upon, maybe naively. Although this ideal has reared its head many times during times when chivalry was an ideal, and even today men line up and die for their country's honour. So I guess in that respect, Ajax's legacy truly lives on.
Oh, well, wasn't that interesting?
Thank you, Mr. Radcliffe, for that interesting little story.
Join us next week for Charlie, Brooke and Sam for the mystery statement. If you want to find out what it is, you'll have to tune in.
Just not going to tell you today.
Now, after having a bit of a squabble earlier on over there, they've since kissed and made up, and are here to perform for you now live.
In the studio.
Please welcome to the stage, Noasis!
'Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall.
It's a Hoggo Co. It's a show with all her friends that she doesn't even like, but she pretends to for the show.